This is Paul. Paul is a compliance officer at a major financial institution. In this role, he's responsible for compliance with a wide range of standards and guidelines within his organization. This includes GDPR, ISO 27001, and the audits done by DNB, the Dutch National Bank. In doing so, Paul not only focuses on external accountability, but also ensures that compliance is carried out internally within his organization. Due to the large number of guidelines to which his organization must adhere, Paul encounters difficulty gaining insight into the processes to which these guidelines apply, the people involved in these processes, and the risks associated with these processes. In addition, it takes Paul a great deal of time to maintain lists of all the controls arising from the many standards. In order to get a clear and better understanding of this complex matter, Paul uses the multi-compliance framework in Mavim. Here, Paul looks at the homepage of the multi-compliance framework. From this environment, Paul can easily navigate to the processes and to the standards and controls that are defined in the MCF. The MCF supports all types of changes in the organization. Processes, controls, standards and job titles can be easily recorded and interconnected. When someone's job role changes or when someone leaves the organization, changes can be made in one place and with the push of one button. In addition to a number of examples of primary processes, business processes and supporting processes, the MCF contains a direct link to various standards and control frameworks such as ISO 9001, ISO 27001, ISO 14001, DNB controls, GDPR and ISAE 3402. Paul can therefore make use of the example processes such as risk management measures and data privacy processes. See this example for following up on data leaks. And for risk management. This process describes how risks can be registered in Mavim. From here, the risk register can be viewed directly and you can see all the details of a particular risk. The overview of the risks provides insight into the status and evolution of the risks. The complete content of these standards is available in the MCF. All controls resulting from the various standards are laid down in the audit calendar. Paul can simply add information on start dates, expiry dates, owners, control types, and the departments and locations involved. The audit calendar is then generated based on this information. These are available in a report, but also in a visual annual schedule with the ability to filter by month or control owner. This calendar gives an overview of the planned audits, both internal and external, with an indication of the scope of each audit. It's also possible to filter on the control owner for each control, internal, or each framework, external. Both the internal and external audits can then be prepared by sending a task to the control owner. From this audit calendar, Paul can send tasks and reminders to those involved about, for example, providing feedback on a process and completing specific tasks on time. The status of these tasks can then be easily monitored by Paul. For each standard, Paul can see who the owner is, what the last and next audit dates are, the type of audit, and the scope. In preparation for the DNB self-assessment, he can send a task. This person then receives a task in his dashboard. He can perform this task by opening the web form, filling in the necessary information, and adding files. Next, he can either submit the form or save it as a draft. Paul will receive a notification once the task has been performed. Because Paul can easily publish all connections between processes, documents, job titles, regulations and guidelines through the Mavim portal, he can publish this information directly to those involved and to both internal and external auditors, without any extra work or time-consuming preparations. Because Paul is also responsible for the GDPR program within his organization, it's important that he has insight into the business processes involved with the GDPR. Because the MCF contains all the required processes and useful information, such as definitions, templates and examples, all relevant information is fully available and comprehensible to Paul. In addition, the processes to which GDPR and privacy-sensitive information apply can quickly and easily be identified based on data recorded in field sets. Paul can have these fields filled in and recorded for each process. The same can be done for applications and systems. This results in the necessary data registers, which can be published or used internally and/or externally. In order to demonstrate that the financial institution where Paul works complies with the regulations imposed by Sarbanes-Oxley and COSO, Paul's organization also uses COBIT for the structured design and assessment of their IT management environment. The MCF in Mavim also comes in handy for this. The framework offers a complete set of IT-related processes based on the latest versions of COBIT and ITIL. For all these processes, the MCF offers a complete description that Paul's organization can use to record its own IT-related processes, simply by adapting them to his own organization. In this example, Paul can start with the steps to register, review, approve, and execute change requests. Paul and his IT manager, Natasha, therefore do not need to be experts on COBIT or ITIL to conform processes to these frameworks. Not only does this save them a great deal of time, but it also greatly reduces IT management costs.